Thank you for joining us today on the BlueMilk Podcast. I'm BJ.
I'm BJ.
Are you BJ too? He's BJ too?
I'm Jacob.
That's Jacob.
I'm drinking.
And we are here to talk to you about Star Wars, anything and everything. So, what do we got as topics today, gentlemen?
Ready? This is a doozy.
We're here.
Alright. The nice and soft and sweet question I have is, what is the Force?
My answer to that is which version?
There's three of them, really.
Mass times acceleration.
We're talking about, like, the Force. Like...
That's what I said. Force is mass times acceleration.
Alright, Dirk, you have a topic?
I win!
The Force that Jedis use.
Oh!
Yeah, Force, it's mass times acceleration. Yeah. Okay, we got the answer.
That is accurate.
That's true. Okay, so what are the three types of the Force that you're referring to?
So you have the religion.
Yeah.
The Church of the Force kind of thing.
Okay.
You have, like, the different philosophies you can go with.
Yeah, but those aren't directly related to the Force because you can be a non-Force user and still be a member of those.
True, but we're talking about all the aspects of the Force. What is the Force itself?
Okay, the Church of the Force is not the Force.
It's part of the Force.
But it's not the Force. You said
what is the Force.
Okay, but there's three. You can take the religion aspect of the Force. Okay. Which is, I gave the example of the Church of the Force. Okay. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
You have that. You actually have, like, the actual, like, Midi-chlorians scientific way of all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then you... Oh,
yeah. No, we aren't pleased with that, but it's there.
And then you have, like, the...
I wonder if Disney will ever do an edit where they take that out.
No.
Probably not.
I had the other one. I can't remember what it was. It was a philosophy, but that's the same thing as...
You mean the living Force?
No.
Because that's the philosophy.
No, because
that's what it's called.
That would be part of the religion part.
Well, that's what it's called.
How can you say there's three parts and then only know of two?
Well, I know what the third one is.
What's the third one?
The living Force.
Okay,
that's what it's called.
You had the... Alright, living Force.
The Force that Yoda talks about that lives in all things.
Let me tell you what your topic is.
Like that Yoda's talking about in episode... Was it 4? 5?
5.
4. Well,
5 and
4
6. No,
because 5 is
not
when he goes.
Oh yeah, he's not 4. Yeah, no, it is
5 and 6. 5, mainly 5.
Mainly 5. Yeah. But like when he's talking to
4.
Yeah. But when Yoda's talking to Luke and he's all like, just feel the Force that flows through everything, and the same thing that Luke is actually
trying to say to Rey.
Same thing. That Luke says to Rey in episode.
And then
8.
Qui-Gon says it in episode 1 to Anakin about the living Force.
He mentions the living Force, but he doesn't quite put it to Obi-Wan in that way.
No.
And he definitely doesn't explain it that well, because he's more of a belief. Because see, that's one thing they really kind of skip over, is there's multiple belief structures you can have on what the Force is, even as a Jedi, and that they were divided in their belief. Yoda believed in the living Force. Qui-Gon believed in Midi-chlorians. Qui-Gon was clearly wrong.
No.
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Why is he wrong?
Why is Midi-chlorian...
Yes.
Okay, so... Dirk? I'll get into this another way, but you do it your way. You do you, boo.
Okay. I am torn on this particular subject because I recently did some research on the Midi-chlorians.
Okay.
From a scientific point of view, they do make sense. They are their own living organism. The Midi-chlorians are another species of... You know what, Squeak?
No, he's fine.
I appreciate the commentary, but you need to wait. Yeah, I know. So, they are their own living organism, and they are Force things. I don't know exactly what the term is for them, but they are Force. They are the Force.
The closest approximation to what they would be in like real life is mitochondria.
And that's how they're referred to.
Yeah.
They are actually referred to as midi-chlorian mitochondria.
Oh, okay.
I want to say they're canon, but I'm not sure that's true or not, but they are referred to that way.
Well, midi-chlorians are canon.
But the mitochondria part of that, I'm not sure is canon or not.
Okay.
So, from the science aspect, yes, as much as I don't agree with it, okay, I'll let it go. Now, from the philosophical point of view, which I tend to lean more towards when I'm looking at the Star Wars universe, from the Force aspect, the midi-chlorians are just another tool. That's all they are. The Force itself it's just there. It has no particle, it has no form, it has no organism, it simply exists. And there are species that can siphon that force. They can use that force, they can build it, they can concentrate it, and use it. And that's where the Jedi and the Sith actually get their power. It has nothing to do with these midi-chlorian shits, because that's all something else. Now,
that's the living Force belief. Is that it's
okay?
in
Then
everything.
That is what I subscribe to.
That's what Yoda subscribes to. That he teaches Luke, and that Luke teaches Rey.
Mm-hmm. It really does exist, and it really does exist in everything and everywhere.
Yeah, you can feel it in everything. It ebbs, it flows.
There is no absence of it.
Hmm.
That's how I see it. There is no absence of it. So
there is.
So the species, that the Force doesn't affect, it's still there.
It's just seen as an absence.
It is an absence.
Yeah.
It's still there, but it's an absence of it.
He's referring to the Yuuzhan Vong.
Yes, I am.
But that's Legends canon, not real canon, unfortunately.
And I have to bring in all of it because of what we do.
Yeah.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. I hope you know that, because I will subscribe to the living Force as well.
Well, see, now you just ruined the whole fucking facade.
Cool. Anyways.
I was getting all warm and fuzzy and you fucked it up?
No, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
But regardless, yeah, okay, so you can understand from a scientific point of view the mitochondria, midi-chlorians.
Midi-chlorians, yes.
Yeah, you can understand that. You understand what they represent, but that they are simply just something that exists that is a tool for someone who uses the Force.
Now, with the midi-chlorians, you guys will appreciate this.
Alright.
Darth Plagueis.
Yeah.
Now, this is canon. So maybe you can explain some of this.
Okay.
According to canon, Darth Plagueis was a master of manipulation of the midi-chlorians.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically the midi-chlorians?
Yes.
So that's what they say, huh?
That's canon.
Oh.
That's what I came across. So, a question I have, and I don't mean to take away from your views or anything,
yeah,
but if he was able to manipulate the midi-chlorians, is it possible that he is the one that impregnated Shmi?
That's a lot of
to get Anakin.
Because
that's
a lot
way,
of,
that's
but
way too out of there.
Qui-Gon.
Oh, look who's sucking Jacob now.
Qui-Gon. No kidding. Channeling. Qui-Gon said he had the highest concentration of midi-chlorians of anyone ever, including Yoda.
Yeah, that's true.
So is it possible that Plagueis could have manipulated the midi-chlorians. I know this is getting into the philosophy thing that we kind of talk about quite frequently. But is it possible that they could be manipulated in that way to create a being for a specific purpose?
I think so.
So, from a scientific standpoint, the only thing that I could attribute that kind of theory to would be, in real life, what they refer to as mitochondria Eve, which is essentially the woman that existed at the beginning of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
That is essentially the person we all genetically come from. Supposedly. That would be the only thing scientifically that I could think of to ascribe to what Anakin is. As for Plagueis manipulating midi-chlorians to the point where he could create Anakin, I don't see that happening, simply because it never talks about Plagueis being able to create life. It simply states that he can heal life. That he can heal someone better, because that's what Palpatine talks about during the opera scene.
When he say create life, though.
He does say create?
He says create life.
Does he say that he could create life, or that
he could
he
create?
Did? That he did, or that he could possibly do it?
He doesn't say possibly, I believe.
Who are you saying says that? Palpatine?
Palpatine says that in the opera scene in Revenge of the Sith.
I know which one you're talking about.
He said,
Darth Plagueis was a dark lord of the Sith, so powerful and so wise, he could use the Force to influence the midi-chlorians to create life.
It takes a lot more than midi-chlorians to create life.
Well, that's exactly why I don't like the midi-chlorian idea, because supposedly that's all that was needed for Anakin, was the midi-chlorians.
But I don't think so. I don't feel like that's a thing, because they don't really go into depth about exactly. They don't really go into the depth of how Anakin came about. Like,
she doesn't know how it happened.
Yeah, but I mean, she could have gotten, like, drugged or something. Or,
I'm sure.
It could have been some random...
I'm sure it was a night out on the town.
It could have been some random Jedi or Sith or whatever. I mean, it could have been Plagueis that literally was just like, Jedi mind trick, forget about this. You know? Like, he could have, but the thing is you need more than mitochondria to make a life. Like, midi-chlorians can influence life, but they can't create life. They are their own entity.
But according to canon, they did.
How do you know that? How do you know that midi-chlorians cannot create life?
Well, first and foremost, they didn't directly state that Anakin was made from just midi-chlorians.
True.
They didn't insinuate it.
They didn't even insinuate.
Yes, they did.
They said that the Force brought him into being. They didn't say
and if the midi-chlorians are
in the Force
organisms, then yes, that is exactly.
But you yourself see it as a tool, which means that the tool doesn't create the item.
You need something else. You
to
need
wield the tool.
Yes,
so
I agree.
Unlimited power. Sorry, I was making.
Where's the battery?
To be honest, it does make sense though. If you have a very concentrated, like, some type of energy, like life energy of some sort, you got some midi-chlorians in there, whoop-a-boop, boom.
So but if you're avoiding my question.
The point, the fact of the matter is that humans didn't always have mitochondria in us to begin with.
Midi-chlorians.
But no. I was going to say that.
Okay.
I was going to say that. The humans in real life, because this is where they're taking the analogy from.
Oh, now you're saying Star Wars ain't real. Fuck you, buddy.
Wait, Star Wars isn't real?
Oh, shut up.
I'm saying in the scientific reality that we live in,
yes,
mitochondria is the exact analogy of what midi-chlorians are supposed to be in the Star Wars universe.
Agreed.
So if we were to take that into consideration, humans didn't always have mitochondria in us. So you have to extrapolate from that ideology that creatures didn't always have midi-chlorians in the Star Wars universe.
Mm-hmm. I'll agree with that. I will agree with that.
So life existed before midi-chlorians, so you can't strictly dictate...
I'm not saying that life is...
You're saying that life was created by nothing but midi-chlorians.
Yes.
And I'm saying
I'm not saying
that if life
couldn't exist without them.
I understand that, but the thing is if life existed before midi-chlorians, then midi-chlorians don't necessarily dictate that in order to create a life you need them.
I agree with that.
So, and they don't specifically state that midi-chlorians are the things that actually created Anakin. And they don't. They say he has the largest quantity of them that they've ever seen, which, for whatever reason, he can have.
I'll agree with
that.
The
measurement of how much force power do you have.
Yeah, because essentially, like any tool, the bigger the tool you have, the bigger the job you can do. Yes, he is able to use more, but the thing is like...
Not use, manipulate.
He's able to manipulate the Force, he's able to channel and influence more Force than anyone else, is what we're meant to believe. But the thing is I don't ever see him actually do anything that none of the other Jedi do.
I agree.
Like, do you? I see Yoda move entire pillars.
Yeah, it's all the same.
And I don't see Anakin do that once.
No, he is kind of puny.
Yeah. Like, he's really good with a lightsaber, and he's really good with mechanics, but I don't ever actually see Anakin use the Force to do something greater than any of the other Jedi Masters, or even Sith, honestly.
I think Bane was a hell of a lot more badass than Vader was.
With the Force? Yeah. But I mean, did you?
Xana was more...
Are you actually, like, thinking now? You're thinking, like, you're going through the movies and
I'm going through the Clone Wars right now.
Xana was more impressive with the Force than Vader was.
Star Killer is the most impressive, but that's...
Yeah, but that's not
talking about Star Killer.
That's like Force Unleashed. That's ridiculous. They took that shit to 11. That's dumb. But yeah, no, I don't ever recall seeing Anakin do something that no other Jedi could do. I mean, he definitely had his aptitudes where he was a really good pilot, but Plo Koon was a really good pilot that actually flew just as good, if not better, than Anakin. I mean, he wasn't good in everything, but I mean, I guess you could accept...
Luke was a good pilot, too.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they were saying...
shit! Han was an excellent fucking pilot.
Yeah, so is Chewie.
I would say Han was a better pilot than Luke.
And Chewie.
Luke actually got hit.
Yeah, he did. But I'm just saying, like...
Yeah, Chewie was too.
Yeah, no. But what I'm saying is I guess from this kind of understanding, it would be that Anakin's supposed to be the one that brings balance to the Force. He's the chosen one. He's supposed to have the highest midi-chlorian count, and if that means anything, it's supposed to mean that he's supposed to be able to utilize the Force more than anyone else.
The chosen one...
I never see him do any of that.
The chosen one is a blanket term. The chosen one for what?
To bring balance to the Force.
And what does he do?
He does bring balance to the Force.
He bangs Padme, they spawn 2 kids, and what do? They bring balance to the Force, because
he kills all the Jedi.
Without them, Vader and Palpatine would have gone absolutely fucking crazy. Well, he didn't kill all the Empire.
Jedi. I mean, he pretty much left Obi-Wan and Yoda alive. As far as we know.
But the balance to the Force came through Luke and Leia.
I understand that, but the thing is we're talking about the chosen. But we're talking about the Force, and I'm specifically referring to the fact that midi-chlorians are supposed to be, according to Episode 1 and Qui-Gon's little spiel about how he has the most concentrated midi-chlorians. Midi-chlorians.
Yes.
I am getting mixed up.
Now you're doing it right.
Yeah. So that he has the most concentrated midi-chlorians in anything that's ever existed. Than more than Yoda,
Right.
more than any of the Jedi Masters, possibly even combined.
Right.
And we're supposed to believe that because he has that, he is supposed to be able to influence the Force more deeply and stronger and be able to influence it in ways that none of the Masters do. But
And
the
yet
thing
he
is,
shows no aptitude
we
for...
never see him do anything that none of the... even Obi-Wan does exactly the same stuff he does. Is even just as good as
Now,
a pilot.
Is that limited because of his teachings, though?
Season 3
I don't know.
Of
Clone Wars.
Okay.
The animated series.
Yes.
Okay.
Anakin fights the father and the son.
Oh, you mean in that...
Of the Force wielder.
The Force gods.
Okay.
I don't know if Yoda can be able to fight them because they're like almost gods.
But I thought Ahsoka fought him too.
As far as I'm concerned...
Ahsoka only fought Anakin.
As far as I'm concerned, Yoda is almost a god. Dude has got some fucking Force powers.
To be fair, have you seen a Force spirit influence the physical world to any degree?
That's right there is really weird.
Why is it weird?
Because
it makes sense for Yoda,
It's the first time you've seen it?
I guess.
Well, I mean, technically, dark side Force spirits have been known to influence people because we've seen examples of dark side Force and
to be
embodiment.
People are easily influenced.
That is accurate. Yeah.
Just look at Anakin. Look at Anakin.
Yeah, Anakin's a prime example.
Easily influenced. So a Force ghost could easily influence.
But he could. But a lot of these Force spirits also influence they can't.
Where they can move shit.
Yeah, no, I don't really see that very often.
Technically, Yoda didn't move shit. He just struck lightning.
But he did something.
Yeah,
he did something impressive. To be fair,
very impressive.
I don't see anyone else doing anything like that. And to be fair, it's the first
time killer. But yeah, anyway.
To be fair, that's kind of the first time you ever see a light side Force user summoning lightning.
Do a dark side thing.
No, you don't know if it's... I wouldn't... Is it dark side?
Lightning? No, I wouldn't say so. I would say lightning would be natural.
Well, yeah. The way he summoned it, absolutely
natural.
It's not like he summoned it from his hand or shooting, dark side energy out of him.
Well, I mean, he was able to use the lightning that Sidious would shoot back. He was able to control it. He was able to control it.
He didn't use the lightning.
I know, but he was able to control it.
Force push.
Well, no, he redirected it. It
was not a lightning. It was not a lightning redirect. It was a he held it off.
Yeah.
And he used that energy as a push. He did not use the lightning back. He didn't reflect the lightning.
Vader himself, he was limited because he had both of his legs and his arms.
No. I'm talking before. I'm talking episode 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, we're talking Anakin.
We're talking Anakin, and that's literally what I've been referencing
He's
the entire time.
He's a teenager for most of the time.
Which means hormones.
Yeah. No, but they even state that he
should be even stronger, because the fucking teenagers piss me off.
Yeah, no, but the thing is they still reference the fact that even because you mentioned his teaching and his teachers, But the thing is Obi-Wan wasn't his only teacher. They state that he was learning from Yoda,
and he was saying
he was learning from Mace,
but it was mostly Obi-Wan that was overseeing.
Obi-Wan was his master. I understand that, his direct master, but he still was learning from Yoda. He was learning from Mace.
Any different than having parents. Hang on. It's not any different than having parents where you get your main teachings from them, but then you go to school.
Yeah.
And you have 4, 5, 6, 7 other teachers.
I understand
it's the same principle.
But the thing is you think learning under Yoda, he would learn to utilize Force
he didn't
powers.
Do specific training with Yoda.
He did.
Did he?
Yeah, they talk about that. He specifically was trained under Yoda, Mace, Kit Fisto.
Anakin was trained under Yoda.
Yeah. He was trained under all of them. He learned under the whole council, practically.
Can you confirm?
I can't be honest right now.
Okay. I will.
One of the things, though, is that Obi-Wan, I think, was describing Anakin that he was even a greater swordsman than Mace Windu. I believe that's stated.
Yeah, but you never see it.
You see that at the end of Rogue One, though. When Vader's killing all those Rogue...
Oh, Vader, yes.
Yeah.
We're talking Anakin.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't even consider that, like, really great sword work. Honestly, he's just, like, they were more afraid of him.
I mean, I will admit that Vader's lightsaber work in Rogue One was much better than any of his lightsaber work in 4, 5, and 6.
True.
I have to concede that, as much as I hate to, but the Rogue One Vader was fucking awesome. That's the way Vader should have been through 4, 5, and 6, now that I've seen it.
You also have to look at... Anakin did hold off after Attack of the Clones. He did hold off Count Dooku at least 3 times. Twice in the Clone Wars, and then he even defeated him.
But
in Revenge of the Sith.
Dooku's fighting style had something to do with that.
I guess, but his
Because he wasn't very fast.
No, he was more...
He was old.
He was old, but it was more of a classical...
Because Yoda was old.
It was a classical sword fighting more.
Yeah, but...
And Anakin more aggressive.
But you have to look at the fact that Yoda actually is... He is... When you think of the Force, you think of Yoda.
I agree.
You don't think of anyone else.
I agree.
You think of Yoda. Like, if you want to use the Force...
You go to Yoda.
You go to Yoda.
But, I mean, this is
so,
also...
I mean, you don't think of Count Dooku. Like, I mean, just...
I wish I
look at...
Yeah.
But I mean, like, look at that fight between Yoda and Dooku.
I laughed my ass off.
Yeah, you might have, but the thing is, you gotta take in the whole grasp
the whole bread and butter.
The fact that Dooku was against the wall the entire time against Yoda, but Yoda, you gotta look at the fact that he was drawing on the Force to do what he was doing. His age was hindering him.
That's true. That is true, and you could see that when he walked in with the cane and everything, but. At first, I mean, there are times where I look at that as that's just show. But there's other times where he really is arthritic.
Oh, yeah.
He really is really fucking old.
Yeah.
So in order for him to do the frog flips,
it takes a lot of that.
A lot of force.
Yeah.
Now, I was more impressed with his standoff against Palpatine in the Senate.
Yeah.
That was much more impressive to me than his battle against Dooku. It showed he had much more control over the Force than even Palpatine did. Mm. And if Palpatine was Dooku's master, that says something. But, again, Yoda has the Midi-chlorian count.
Well, we don't know. We don't know.
We know it was more canon. The number that sticks in my head is 20,000, but I don't know what that means.
It's an arbitrary number, really. Okay. It has no...
Okay, but that pertains to Yoda. Whatever Yoda was, it was 20,000. I don't know what that means. So, from that aspect, the Midi-chlorians do seem to make a difference. So if Anakin had a higher amount, he should have been able to take on Yoda.
True.
And he boasts that he could stand up to Yoda in a lightsaber duel.
I'm sorry, Yoda, I think, would have straight up beat the shit out of Anakin.
I think so, too.
But I also think that...
But I think that's experience as well.
How old was Anakin in Revenge of the Sith? He was, 23, 24?
No, I don't even think he was that
old. Oh, no.
He might have been 19 or 20,
19
maybe.
or 20? Okay.
Yeah.
How old is Yoda?
I'll look it up and check.
900 and something.
No.
He was 900.
No, he wasn't 900 then. He was 870? 875, maybe?
Still really fucking old.
Yeah, really fucking old.
Yoda had a lot of time to learn and all that stuff.
Didn't I just say experience?
Yes, you did.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, the experience trumps everything, to be honest.
Not necessarily.
When it comes to Yoda versus Anakin, yes. Because Anakin may have a higher count, but he doesn't know the whole aspect of the Force.
I agree.
And Yoda is like...
He knows everything. He knows all the nooks and fucking crannies, man. The man's been locked in the library forever.
And because he still has a high count of midi-chlorians, he can take advantage of that.
Fucking Yoda's older than most of the books in the goddamn
library.
Archives.
He might have been able to write them, or at least meet the people that wrote them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He probably has
He wasn't
autographs
alive when
on him.
Bane happened, though.
No, he wasn't. Because Bane's like
he would have been
2,000,
born.
3,000 years.
He would have been born
1,000.
about 150 years after Bane.
Yeah.
100 to 150 years after Bane. I'm learning shit. This is awesome. And I think that's accurate.
I wonder what Bane's midi-chlorian count was.
Looking pretty good.
Imagine. Oddly enough, I looked that up. Not a fucking word.
Because the only time you ever read about Bane is in the Rule of 3.
Midi-chlorians.
And he don't
Isn't
fucking deal with that
midi-chlorians
shit.
only in episode 1?
Yes.
In episode 2 and 3, they don't talk anything.
Yep.
It's
Well,
like,
that's because everyone had such
why
a
it
huge
was a
visceral...
yeah.
All the fans had such a huge visceral kind of reaction to that statement that George just cut it out.
It was a goddamn joke.
He just took it out of 2
Episode 1 was 99, not 97.
Midi-chlorians really don't factor into the ideology of the Force that we know.
They shouldn't.
No.
They don't.
They're part of canon.
I understand, but the thing is they never really fully explained how they work or what they do.
Yeah.
I agree.
So they don't fit. It's like an unfinished tool.
It's an unfinished measurement, pretty much.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's the imperial measurement. Because everything goes off a metric.
What's wrong with metric?
Nothing. I'm saying that the imperial measurement, which is what America uses, inches, centimeters,
The stupid shit?
it's broken. The living force is the metric system,
Okay.
and midi-chlorians is the imperial system.
Well, you do realize 2.54 midi-chlorians equal 1 living force unit?
There is no fucking unit! An ounce of force! If you could measure it in that.
Oh, God.
Just
Wouldn't
imagine
that
if
be
you could
something? Just
measure the force.
Speaking of ounces of force. One moment, please. Alright, anyway. And we're back.
Alright. But yeah, no, there's the living force doesn't account for measuring the force, and it literally also doesn't. The ideology of the living force doesn't allow for someone to be stronger with the force than someone else.
I agree. The strength in the force should come from
The will of the individual.
The individual person.
Which is why Darth Bane was so
amazing
because not only
he's
that he got defeated.
Honestly, he's the only person I would put on par with Yoda.
And they actually do meet.
Oh, do they?
In Clone Wars.
Well, he meets the ghost.
He meets technically the ghost of Darth Bane, voiced by Mark Hamill.
Don't fuck with me like that, because we just said Yoda wasn't born until...
yeah. You're like, what? No.
How did I not?
It's not right!
It's not how the Force works.
I finally got to use it. But yeah, Yoda meets Darth Bane's ghost in the Valley of the Sith Lords on Moraban.
Really?
Yeah, and he's voiced by Mark Hamill.
He looks like a samurai.
It's in the Lost episodes.
It's stupid as fuck.
Yeah, I don't
like the way he looks. I don't mind Mark Hamill voicing him, but I just don't like the way he looks.
Yeah.
I hope...
Make him look like a chum.
I hope he doesn't die.
Hamill? Well, he's done with Star Wars. He's already stated.
Oh, I know, but I still don't want him to die. He's still doing voice.
He's done.
You don't want Force Ghost Luke?
No.
Why?
He's done.
So? You're done with Luke?
Yeah.
He finished himself. He said he was done.
He finished himself off.
He didn't finish on himself.
He finished himself off.
Well, he may have.
On a pillar of stone. So I believe we left off with Bane.
Bane.
Okay. Bane's spirit. And whether or not Bane... Well, Bane was on par... I consider Bane to be on par with Yoda.
I think Bane was more powerful in the Force than Yoda.
I don't know. I won't go that far.
A lot of respects.
I won't go that far.
This dude had the Orbalisks on him, and he was still able to survive it.
Well, I mean, you're supposed to be able to. That's the whole point of the Orbalisks anyway. But it's when they die that you can't survive.
Yeah, but the amount of force energy they draw from the host, it would kill them quicker, and Bane survived a lot.
Well, he survived even past them dying.
I mean, well, I haven't gotten that far yet.
You know, though.
Where I'm at, they are covering everything but his hands and his face, and that's only because
he put the choker,
the gloves, and the mask.
Yeah. To stop him from growing.
And he's still able to survive it, but I can see them... I'm getting a little off track, but I can see them starting to drive him mad a little bit at a time.
He definitely...
And I'm really impressed that they haven't driven him mad by now.
Yeah.
Completely mad. So Xana picks up on it, but yeah, he has, in my opinion, much better control of the Force than Yoda does.
I wouldn't go that far. Because, see, now you have to take into consideration experience versus raw power. Because this is where it comes in. Because this is similar to, like, that whole Anakin thing where you're like, Anakin may have the raw power, but he doesn't have the experience to control that raw power, which is why Anakin doesn't seem...
Bane may not have the experience, but he has a lot of knowledge from...
Revan.
Yeah, Revan and other... I can't remember any of the other holocrons that he studied from.
He only studied from
Revan. No, there was also another one.
No, he created a second one.
No, he was getting the one that was in Dynasty of Evil.
It wasn't
the third one.
It wasn't a... Oh, okay.
I thought there was a...
Sorry.
No, that was the one
that was the one he was making.
When he started...
when he went to the Core Worlds?
That's the one he made. Because he was learning how to make holocrons.
Huh.
Yeah, right now I'm at the point where he has destroyed his fourth one.
Yeah, he's trying to learn how to make a holocron.
Yes.
I swore he learned... I thought there was another holocron he got.
No.
Like, he went to the,
Well, wait.
Oh, he did, Freedon Nad's holocron.
Yeah, Freedon?
He did have Freedon... I think he had Freedon Nad's holocron.
Mm-hmm.
He had Revan's holocron.
Uh-huh.
Because he found Freedon Nad's grave, too.
Oh.
Yes, he did.
Was
it's been a while since I read it.
Is that the one on Yavin, or is that the one in...
I can't remember offhand.
We're getting sidetracked.
Yes, we are.
We're getting sidetracked.
Anyway.
Regardless, this is where, like, power versus experience comes in, and that's why I would put Yoda on par with Bane, because Bane, I feel, has more raw power. He's able to draw upon more power,
yes,
than Yoda. But Yoda knows how to use the Force better. I want to say, because you don't really see Revan. You don't really see Bane. He doesn't do a lot with the Force. Like he's mostly like he shoots lightning that one time.
Yeah.
And then what else?
What do you mean? He was able to control Rancor with the dark side of the Force.
Well, and then he also survived going through the desert in the first book.
Yeah, what do you mean that one time?
Yeah.
He destroyed the entire fucking camp with lightning. Yes.
No, he made the guy do the bomb. The
thought bomb, yeah.
Yeah, but that he didn't do anything with the thought bomb.
In the second book.
Yeah.
When Xana was out trying to with Valorum,
the Dark
when
Jedi,
when she was manipulating things to get I can't remember the name, the Anti-Republic something. Yeah, she got that group to meet up with Chancellor Valorum.
Ancestor.
Yes, ancestor of Finis Valorum. Damn it, I can't think of his name. Tars?
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, different Valorum, but related. Anyway, Xana manipulated that group to meet up with Valorum. And while they were doing that, Bane was working on creating the third holocron, or fourth holocron. I think it was the fourth one. He was working on creating his fourth holocron, and he failed, and he got all pissy, like Kylo does. Exactly the same type of temper tantrum shit that Kylo does. When Xana showed up...
Except when Bane gets pissed, he kills people.
Well, nobody was around, fortunately. But in that camp that they had made, when Xana got back, she could see the lightning streaks that had been made from Bane being pissy. So we know Bane used lightning more than once.
Yeah. I mean, he could use lightning. But like I'm saying, I was just going with Bane, I think, has more raw power, whereas Yoda, I think, has more control. More experience with it. Because, I mean, like you say, it's hard to trump 900 years of fucking experience.
I agree.
But I think Bane
I think he has enough power to overcome that experience.
To be honest, he has enough control of his rage.
No.
To be able to... He's able to...
Oh, no. He does.
He has
enough
control.
There yet.
Okay.
He has enough control over himself to use his rage to fuel himself. Anything you put against him, he just makes it a fuel.
But seeing him throw that temper tantrum?
That's really the only time I ever see that. That's really the only time I ever fucking see it like that. I don't recall him ever having a temper tantrum outside of that.
I don't think so either, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean, he gets pissed off at people in the first book, but he doesn't, like, throw a tantrum.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kills a guy.
Yeah.
No, he
kills a lot of people.
In the first one, in the Jedi Academy, on the Sith Academy on Korriban, when he gets defeated the first time, and then the second time, he just destroys the fuck out of him.
Well, when he fucks up that holocron, that is a forced temper tantrum.
I would too.
Oh, after 2-3 years.
I don't think those things are cheap.
Physically, mentally, and monetarily, no, I don't think they are.
Yeah, no. I think they require quite a bit in order to...
I want his house in the third one, though.
I don't remember where his house was.
We're getting off.
Sorry.
Yeah, we are. Anyway.
Bane's is awesome, guys.
Yeah, sorry. We can talk about Bane all day. But yeah, no, Force-wise, it's... Midi-chlorians are kind of just so they haven't been defined enough to where it's really hard to actually understand what
Let's just
they
leave
do.
it like that.
And like the living force is very much accurate. It doesn't.
The living force seems more realistic in the whole scheme of.
Well, I wouldn't say realistic. I would say it fits the theme of the show. I mean, like if you look at 4, 5, and 6, everyone is raised around the idea of the living force. Like there was no midi-chlorians.
All right. Let me give you a perspective, which I know that's a fair choice or interesting choice of words. I'm not a god person. You guys know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The living force is kind of a representation of the god persona.
Not really.
It exists everywhere. It's in everything.
Yeah, but I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't do that.
And why?
I would, because they never once say that the Force can manifest itself in a living creature. Like, the physical embodiment of the Force.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
I understand, but the thing is you're saying that it can be represented like
not
God.
The living force. Yes, the living force. Yes,
can be God, and
it
I'm
can be viewed as. It can be viewed as
the closest.
It is everywhere. It is in everything.
The closest approximation I would say to something along those lines is the fact that it would be like karma.
No, karma is different.
I would say that that's the closest approximation, especially considering there's good and bad karma, there's light and dark force.
There is not good and bad karma.
There's karma.
There is karma.
Yeah?
That's just like the Force.
Well, there are people that believe that there is good and bad karma.
There's people that believe there's good and bad force.
Exactly.
Light and dark.
It's really just how you use it.
Well, karma is not really how you use it.
No, it's how you affect it and it rebounds.
Or how we perceive it.
How it's affected.
It is how it's affected.
Karma, definitely. And I mean, that is the closest approximation to the Force.
And
how we affect that and how it affects us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally the closest, like, if you want to approximate it to something in, real world religion, that would be the closest approximation.
I'll go with that.
So
I'll agree with that.
I wouldn't put it in, like, God terms. Because, like, they didn't throw the God stuff in until fucking Clone Wars.
I don't like putting
with that fucking. I don't like.
Oh, the Force wielders,
the Force gods that
yeah.
Oh, father, son, and daughter.
Yeah. Like that's like the only time you ever see like.
But they're not the manifestation of the Force. They're just.
They supposedly are because if the son kills the daughter and the father and escapes the planet, then the dark side shall rule the universe. That's literally what you've said.
Yeah,
that is
true.
Exactly what you said.
So then he literally is the embodiment of the dark side. And she is the sun.
The sun, yeah.
The sun. The daughter is literally the embodiment of the light side.
I like how you say this. Light side.
Well, it's true. Yeah, you are kind of coming across as Palpatine there.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, if you have those...
You're like a young Palpatine.
And then,
not quite as wrinkly.
No. But, like, if you look at it, then the dad is essentially the embodiment of just the Force. So there's the dad, and then there's his two offspring, which creates light and dark. And that is essentially, if you want to look at it in, like, religious terms, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Yep.
Plain and simple.
Or one side of religious terms, because not everybody believes in the Holy Trinity.
Well, that form of the Holy Trinity.
That form, yes.
Yeah.
Now, back to the Midi-chlorian crowd.
God is just a manifestation of Midi-chlorians.
The question I had something like half an hour ago was, is it at all possible, which is also a philosophical question, is it possible or plausible that Plagueis manipulated Midi-chlorians to create Anakin in Shmi?
Yes.
No.
Fair enough. I think we'll leave it at that.
We will.
You guys, Russ, I know you'll hopefully comment on this.
Oh, he probably
will comment a few times.
Will.
I hope you'll comment on this. Faith.
Probably will. She probably will.
Yes, we're calling you out.
You know what? Everybody, comment on this shit. Give us your thoughts.
Yeah.
What do you think?
We will respond. At least one of us will.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody will.
Somebody under the name of the BlueMilk Podcast will respond.
That is accurate.
But regardless, so we're done.
I think so.
I think so. Yeah,
right.
I think we did well. Thank you, guys. That was good.
Yeah, thank you.
Like that.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for watching us, and I hope you took away something from this, because this is kind of a long episode. And we were all over the place with this one.
Yeah, well.
A lot of talking about Bane. But join us again next Monday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when we come out with a new episode, as well as like, share, and subscribe to all of our social media. That'll be Twitter, Reddit, BlueMilkPodcast.com, which will take you to our YouTube website, and the BlueMilk Podcast on Facebook.
Hey Milkers, just to let you know, we are still giving away movie tickets for the Han Solo movie coming up on May 24th. This is no joke, no fake commercial, no playing around. Please make sure you follow the directions on our post so we can give away those tickets to our great fans.
And the woman might be there too.
Oh, the unseen.
And there's also going to be a raffle for some stuff that you guys can get.
Yeah.
We don't even... It's so secret, we don't even know what it is yet.
I know.
That's because we still don't know what we're going to put in.
They don't know that, though.
They do now.
Well, fuck.
You could win this pen.
No.
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 one wants that,
No,
man.
that's my pen, asshole.
And you're not getting the mall either.
No,
sorry.
no.
The
You're
mall
not getting
state.
this either. Or this.
Or this.
Or this.
Or this.
Really?
You can
Alright,
have that. Actually, I'm going to auction off this.
No,
one.
you're not.
He's going to be wearing a Wookiee suit.
Oh,
Yes, I
great.
am. And, yeah.
Anyway, alright, enough with the spiel.
I'm sure he's a $2 whore.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Okay.
$3 for your...
Sorry, 2-bit. 2-bit.
Ouch.
Whatever the fuck that means.
You look prettier than a $2
whore!
That was $2 whore.
2-bit whore.
It's
No,
big-
you got to use the right
Blazing Saddles, man.
phraseology. Yeah, it's 2-bit.
It's 2 bits?
I'm pretty sure it's
No, it's
2-bit.
$2.
Yeah. Now I gotta look that up.
Bye, guys.
$2.
Come to the dark side.